Hello to all you beautiful ladies and you beautiful gentlemen out there, and welcome to I'm actually at a table this time, filler content, because I don't have the means to record with the friends that I was recording with for the Mario Kart content. That'll be happening soon. Finishing the rest of that will be happening soon, and then it should be weekly uploads until all that is out. But what do we do in the midst of a lack of content? Do you remember what we did last time? Because I most certainly remember what we did last time. Yeah, baby, that's right, another tier list. We got some tier list changes. We have superlative tier. I suppose I should tell you what we're ranking first. We're going to be ranking Mario Party games up to Jamboree. I have had Jamboree since it launched, and I've played it a fair bit, and I think I've formed a solid enough opinion on it. Now, we got superlative tier because the good games deserve superlatives no matter how you slice it. Astounding tier because these astounding games sure do be astounding. Bangin' tier because they alright. They bangin'. They're not astounding, but they bangin'. Communal tier because communal is such a forgettable word. And some of these Mario parties just do be a little forgettable. Dastardly tier because these games are bad. Moving on. And there are a few that I haven't played, and I'll just go ahead and slot those in here. It's only like two. Okay, yeah, there's only two that I haven't played. Anyway, roll tape.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Alright, so we're going to do all of these in order. I'll say that first. We're going to be doing all of these in order. So the first game that we have is Mario Party 1. I would drop that in a solid bangin' tier. It's a good game. However, elements of it have not aged the best. It's super unbalanced. You lose coins with some of the minigames, which just insult to injury with a game that already injures the palm of your hand for having to rotate the stick. It's great. Just look up Mario Party 1 lawsuits if you don't already know. And the boards in this one were not the best. There were a few good boards. There were a few pretty solid boards. But anything that was like 3-star or lower, it was okay. I don't say nothing special lately. But those maps were nothing special, and the good ones were really good. But with this being kind of the first one, it naturally just can't be as good as some of the others. But it's still good. It was definitely a very strong first attempt. So you go into bangin' tier, because you bangin', you just not astounding. Mario Party 2, astounding tier, easily. I've always seen 2 as kind of a redo of Mario Party 1. Like, what if they could make the game for the first time again and make things a little more balanced and a little bit better? The minigames in this, almost none of them miss. That said, they took all the good games from 1 and moved them into 2, which I still don't know entirely how I feel about that, but it creates for a fun game. The boards are all really good. Character selection hasn't changed from 1, so not a whole lot to say there. The themes, like the costumes, you see Mario's got a cowboy hat there. That's fun. It's a cutesy little detail. All the minigames are great, and it's a very good sequel for darn sure. So it is astounding. But is it worthy of a superlative? No. Tell you what is, though, Mario Party 3. Mario Party 3 is the best of the Nintendo 64 trilogy. There's absolutely no debate about that. Expanded character roster, no maps that suck, at least as far as I know. All the minigames are really good. Waluigi finally made it in. Daisy finally made it in. Like, they added a lot of good stuff to the third entry that just makes it such a worthwhile entry in the series as a whole. And the item... Ooh, I didn't even mention in 2. 2 brought in items, and those were really good. 3 expounded on the items, and oh boy, did it bring you some really good items. Mario Party 3, it's the peak of 1 and 2. The third time was, in fact, the charm, so it earns its superlative. Mario Party 4. Right there.
I mean, it's alright.
Right behind Mario Party 1. A lot of people are going to get mad at me, I'm sure. But I've played Mario Party 4 a few times at this point. Something just doesn't stick with me as well as some of these other ones, be they already ranked or in the future, will. It just... The minigames are all super good. The boards are all decent. Ranking anywhere from decent to good. But something about this one just... It did not grab me. You know, like, you want a Mario Party to grab you right out of the seat. Or right out of the gate, excuse me. And just take you by the horns and really show you a good time. And 4 took me a little while to start really enjoying, and something about that just tells me, yeah, you belong in banging tier. You're not astounding, but you're still banging, because you're good. 5 goes up in astounding tier. 5, I think the only thing that drags it down for me from keeping it from S tier is its speed and gameplay. Which I know that's such a minor gripe, but I don't know. I'm nitpicking these. The boards are super creative because they went with the idea of dreams.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
So toy dream, sea dream, whatever that was. Just all those maps, very creative. The minigames, super good. And 5 introduced my favorite playable character, who doesn't exist in Mario Party anymore. Get it together, Nintendo. Koopa Kid. I think Koopa Kid was a super fun little, like, villain addition for Mario Party, and I'm still a little pissed that he didn't come back in Jamboree. Do it, you cowards. And I think 5 is a super good entry in the series, but not quite as good as some of the later offerings. So you do be astounded, just not worthy of the superlative. 6, though. Oh! Peak Mario Party gaming right here. The day-night cycle, on point. All the maps, on point. The mini-games, on point. Koopa Kid, on point. Mario Party 6 was so good. That was such a good game. I have nothing else to say. 7. This is going to be my bias here, but I think it goes at the bottom of A. A lot of people, from what I understand, would put 7 where I put 4. But I'm biased. I grew up with 7. This was the Mario Party I really owned and just played to death as a child. With siblings, with cousins, but just with family and friends. And the boards, I think they're all pretty good. They're all fun. The minigames, all fun from what I remember. Lacking in comparison to 6 and a lot of 5. But I still think it's a very worthy entry. And I know people don't like the every 5 turns Bowser time, but I think that just adds to the go screw yourself attitude of Mario Party as a whole. And I think it's a good game. I know that's probably a controversial take, but I don't care. Mario Party 8. Top of B. Top of B. Middle of B. So here's the thing. I actually thoroughly enjoy Mario Party 8. The motion control minigames are fun. The character selection, arguably the best one in the series up to this point. With Blooper, with Hammer Bro, just they did a whole lot of interesting things. But in comparison to the other games, it's kind of forgettable. Like, it's not horrible. It's really not. It's a fun game. But it is a little forgettable just in comparison to the rest of the games here for one reason or another. And only 3 of the boards I consider to be super good. And those 3 were Koopa's Tycoon Town, obviously. The Haunted Mansion one, I forget the name of it, and the train one. Those are the 3 good maps, and I think Koopa's Tycoon Town blows the other 2 out of the water, and the other 2 are decent. The other 3 maps, like Koopa's Booty Boardwalk, are you kidding me? That map is mid. So yeah, I think middle of B tier is exactly where that belongs. Mario Party DS. Ooh, nope. Ooh, buddy. Mario Party DS was a banger. The idea in and of itself, being shrunk down, makes for some super creative, like, oh, real life location, board design. And Bowser's Pinball Machine, whatever that map was called, oh, so good. It suffered a little bit from having some limitations on like what the minigames could be and what they could do just because it's the DS. But the minigames were super good. Just this game, especially because it's on a handheld, I give it a lot of props, probably more than it deserves, because it was on a handheld. Super good for being on a handheld. It goes toe-to-toe with 7 and 5, I think, for sure. Especially if you can get a group of friends to play with you. Alright, now we get into the iffy territory. Mario Party 9. Eh? What did... I put it in communal tier. I think this game is not great. It's not the best. However, I'm willing to give it a pass for the things it did wrong because it was a first attempt by a new developer on the Mario Party series, ND Cube. The minigames were all good. I think the boss fights were fairly interesting. And it's still a decent time with friends. But there were just some problems, of course, with everybody riding in the car all at once. No minigames every turn. Or, no minigames guaranteed on every turn, excuse me. That held this game back, a lot. It held this game back a lot. Now, to follow that up, Mario Party 10's trash. I've only played it once.
Know your fucking place, trash!
Moving on. Mario Party Star Rush. It's not good, but I liked what it tried to do with its movement mechanics. Otherwise, it was not that great. It's more forgettable than 8, which is saying something, and as I don't have much of an opinion aside from that. Top 100. Absolute garbage. Yeah, it's just a minigame collection with a single-player mode that sucks.
Know your fucking place, trash!
Moving on. Super Mario Party. I'm gonna get some heat for this opinion I have here. I think it's top of B tier. I enjoyed the ally mechanic. I enjoyed a lot of the motion-controlled minigames. I don't appreciate the fact that the game forced you to use Joy-Cons, but that's besides the point. The board selection, of course, pretty trash considering there were only 4. However, playing this game with friends is a load of fun, especially compared to anything here, and I'd say with friends it stacks up here, in my opinion. And the one thing that like truly draws me to this game is the team mode, where you as a team roll, you contribute your dice rolls, and then you both move at the same time and strategize. I think that makes up for a lot of the flaws in Super Mario Party as a whole, because that mode, that idea, is actually a lot of fun to me. I really like that idea. Otherwise, yeah, it's alright. Mario Party Superstars, bottom of A, or astounding. It's astounding. The game is astounding. This is where ND Cube kind of started to really get their act together, because they went back to the traditional Mario Party formula almost entirely. Because this game exists to be nothing more than basically a huge fan letter to the entirety of OG Mario Party fans. So it's good. It's good. All the mini games they chose are bangers, except for like 2, maybe 3. All the maps were decent, except Spaceland. Spaceland's kind of trash. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else to say. It is a good, safe Mario Party game. Jamboree. Well, it's probably not a hot take. This game, I do think, has earned a superlative. Especially when you compare it to all of ND Cube's other ventures. This game is super well made. The Jamboree Buddy mechanic is so much fun. The Jamboree Buddy mini-games, super creative for the most part. Actually, no, they're all really creative. They're all fun. The boards, all good. Which I can't say about most of the other Mario Party games. All the boards are really good. Rainbow Galleria. Ugh, so good. The mini games, Even the motion controlled minigames, super fun. The character selection obviously was a huge bragging point, and it's super good. Still missing some really big things though, like Diddy Kong and Koopa Kid. Otherwise, like, I just think this game is super solid. It introduced a lot of creative items, and I went balls to the wall with the items. I think this game has earned its place amongst these three, and I will not apologize for this opinion. Anyway, you don't get any further elaboration or anything of that nature. Bye.